Hi everybody, today we're gonna make a very famous French dish. It's called Bœuf Bourguignon, Burgundy beef if you want. So it's composed of 1 kilo of beef meat with fat, because it needs to cook down for a long time, like a couple of hours, and the fat will give taste, okay? Of course, as the name doesn't explain it, but it's kind of self-explanatory, you will have to cook this beef with wine. And the wine you're going to use is made out of Pinot Noir, because it's a Burgundy wine and a Burgundy dish, okay? So more likely you're going to use a Pinot Noir wine. You're not going to buy a very expensive wine, of course, because you're going to cook it down. So you want to buy a good wine for drinking with the dish, of course, okay? Let me present you the components of the recipe. So that's 2 pounds of beef. We have half a pound of lardon. If you don't find lardon in the States or wherever you are, you can replace this with bacon, for example. Okay. Then we have half a pound of carrots, half a pound of white mushrooms. We call that champignon de Paris, but white mushroom or regular mushroom will be very fine. We have onion, 1 big onion, for example. We have a teaspoon of flour. This is called bouquet garni, so let me introduce you to this mix. So basically this is made out of bay leaves and thyme. You can buy this like this in France, but if you don't find this, if you don't find it the way it is in where you are, you will have to buy them separately. Bay leaves on one side, thyme on the other side. If it's dry, it's better. It gives taste. It gives taste to the dish. Okay, and we will mix this in the dish. This is not for eating, of course. It's just to perfume the dish. Salt, pepper. We will use butter to cook down the beef. It may sound fat, but it's really good, in fact. And of course, we need a bottle of wine to cook down the beef. This is going to be cooked in the dish with water. Okay, so I'm gonna begin to cook the meat right now. First step, butter. See? So wait for the butter to melt down. Takes a little bit. Be patient. Be patient, please. Food is patience. Let's take it down. Let's take the fire a little bit down because it's kind of boiling. I don't want that simmer. No, not boiling, but simmer. Okay. So you want to cook the beef on all sides. You want to cook the beef on all sides before you mix anything else. Okay? Let it brown a little bit, and then we will mix the other ingredients. So to move the beef in the pan, you can use a tool like this. It's very convenient, very, very convenient. How do you call that?
Tongs.
Tongs?
Tongs.
Like the feet? Flip-flops?
Yeah.
Tongs.
Yeah.
See, there's a little bit of fat here. This is a little bit of fat here. This is gonna cook down, and the juice will give a lot of taste. So the meat I bought is for a stew. Is beef for stew. It's not very expensive. You will want to choose good meat, of course. You know, you can buy this kind of meat in the supermarket, of course. You know. The name of this part of the beef in France is called paleron. Paleron, that's the name. Which is the shoulder of the beast. Okay, so the meat is almost cooked on all sides. So next step is to add the flour. Okay? So now I'm gonna add the flour to the mix and mix it correctly. Yeah, be careful not to spill sauce on your clothes. So maybe you want to use an apron or something. So you mix everything fine, and you're gonna take the fire down a little bit so it doesn't burn, it doesn't stick. Okay, so I'm turning the fire down a little bit like this. Okay, so now that we've added the flour, we're gonna mix the onion with it like this. Sorry for the left arm. Now I mix everything fine. Let it cook down a little bit, like for 2 minutes. Make sure the fire is low so you don't burn anything. And stir, stir, stir. So 5 minutes of extra cooking with the onions and the flour. So you want the onions to get a little bit translucent, okay? Let's wait a little bit. Now we're getting good with the onions. So this is going to be the next step. We're going to pour the wine and the water. So watch this, ladies. I took a wine that's not really good for drinking because it has the taste of cork. So it's not good for degustation, but it's super good for cooking. You know, sometimes when a wine gets too old or the cork is damaged or anything, there can be oxidation, air comes in and it takes the taste of and the smell of the cork, which is not very nice for drinking. But it's it's perfect for cooking. Okay, so I'm pouring the wine in the beef. You'll notice it's a full bottle. You cover the meat with the wine. Okay, here we go. You know, the name doesn't matter really here. What you need is red wine with taste, with body. So now that we've added the wine and the water, I'm gonna add the carrots. This. And what we call le bouquet garni. So this gives taste, remember. Like this. You put everything inside, like this. Like this, perfect. And now we cover this. Take down the temperature of the fire and let it sit for a couple of hours. So we're back in a while. So it's been almost 2 hours since we put it on the fire and closed the pan. And now we're gonna finish with the remaining ingredients of the recipe. So that's the lardon and the mushrooms. But the lardon are raw. So first I need to cook them down a little bit with a little bit of butter, so they get crusty and all their flavor is released. So I take a generous slice of butter. This. Let it melt. The heat is on and the heat is high. Okay, let's go. I like this noise. The sizzling of the pig, the sizzling of the pork. I use a wooden spatula, une spatule en bois. Smells so good. So these lardons are a part of the chest of the pig. We call that poitrine de porc. Poitrine de porc is pig chest. And you can have two different kinds of lardons. You can have raw lardon, just like this one. You need to cook them first before you use them in a dish. Or you can have smoked lardon. Smoked lardon speaks for itself. It's already cooked. I mean, not cooked, you know, it's smoked, so it's already prepared, it's already eatable. Not this one, of course. This one is raw, so you will need to cook them down before you eat it. So as I told you earlier, I'm not going to chop down the mushroom. I'm going to cook them like this. It's a personal choice. If you want to chop them off, chop them in several parts, no problem with that. You can also do that. Here we go. The lardon is almost done. Et voilà, parfait. So now I'm gonna mix it like this. Okay. Phone is making some noise. Here we go. And I will add the mushroom like this. Of course, I've cleaned them first, okay? They're clean. So I mix everything gently, once again. It already smells super good. You can trust me on that. Okay. And now that everything is in the pan, I will season the dish. So, generous amount of salt. And a generous amount of pepper. Of course, you can adjust later. If you believe it's not enough seasoned, you add some more. Here we go. Let's stir it up. Like this. And I will cover this again for an extra 30 minutes, 30-40 minutes. Low fire, like the 2 previous hours. It's a long cooking process, but you'll notice that it's super delicious at the end. Really, I'm speechless. Speechless. So we're pretty much done here. It's been 2 hours and a half of cooking. It's a long process to cook it down and make it beautiful. And now we're almost done. So I'm gonna unfold it for you. You're gonna look out what it looks like. Look at this. So we're gonna have this dish for dinner. We will open a good bottle of red wine, most certainly a Pinot Noir from Burgundy, because it suits this dish magnificently. So if you really like this video, please give us the thumbs up. Give us good comments as well. It's very much appreciated. And if you want more French recipes like this, subscribe to this channel. And I'll see you very soon. Thank you very much. Merci, au revoir et à très bientôt.